Hey vlog fans! Today I had this singing competition. We call it NATS, and like the National Association of Teachers of Singing or something like that. But it's just we go in and we sing, and I was in the musical theater competition for the upper division women, the collegiate level. So that title in and of itself is petrifying, but it really just means that I'm singing Broadway show tunes for some judges and I'm a junior in college. That's literally all it means. Also, I'm a woman. I forgot. That's kind of important. So I was prepared to sing You'll Never Walk Alone from Carousel, It's a Grand Night for Singing from State Fair, Colors of My Life from Barnum, and Love Never Dies by Weber. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm prepared to sing any of these. And I walked in and I said, good morning. I am number 109, as you can see on my name tag. And I will be performing It's a Grand Night for Singing by Rodgers and Hammerstein. And they nodded, and, I think they probably knew it. And so I started, and it's a really fun piece, and it's this girl who's falling in love, and because she's in love, everything is so beautiful, and it's just a grand night for singing. And so it's really fun and bubbly, and I get to kind of bounce around the stage a little bit. And then I get done, and the next step of the audition, so to speak, of the performance, is the judges pick a piece. So the first judge looked at the list, and she was like, and then she looked at the other judges, and she goes, what song would you guys like to hear? And I was like, oh, well, that's petrifying, but okay, keep smiling, everything's good. And then the male judge, whom I honestly think I know from back home, he was like, let's hear Love Never Dies. And I was like, okay. In my head, I'm like, well, I've messed up the words every single time I've sang this song this week, so let's see what happens. Maybe it'll be right. Maybe I'll just kill it. So I look in the back corner, and I see my imaginary Eric, Phantom, man, and I kind of look just slightly over a little bit more, and I see my imaginary Raoul, and then I go back to my Phantom, making it very clear that I'm picking somebody, which, if you know Love Never Dies at all, it's Christine picks Eric over Raoul. And so I was making it very distinguished that, like, I saw two people, but I picked one, and I sang to him, and I sang this aria that is killer, and it wasn't too bad. I was actually, like, really surprised with myself, because I sang it on Thursday, and I forgot the first verse altogether and just started singing the second one. And then I was like, okay, let's try really hard not to forget the first verse today. I didn't. I remembered the first verse. I remembered the second verse. And then I messed up the bridge / final chorus. I forgot the second to last line. It's, love will continue when you're gone. I totally forgot that line, and I skipped to the very last line in the song. And we had changed it because normally it's really, really high. And my voice teacher likes when I use my middle range / belt voice. So we dropped it down an octave, and then it's supposed to pop up at the end. But because I got confused, I just made it all low, and the rhythms were weird, and I made it up. It didn't fit with the piano at all, but luckily my pianist was like, oh, she's struggling. Here, I'm just gonna skip to the end of the song and finish it and save her, which is a beautiful thing, and it makes me really happy that she does things like that. But I was like, okay, well, yay. And then the judges can decide if there are less than 2 minutes left. They decide if you do another song or not. And they're like, oh, there's about a minute and a half left. And I'm thinking, I could do Never Walk Alone in a minute and a half and finish it, and it'd be good. But they were like, oh, you're good, thank you. And I was like, thanks. And I walked out, and I was like, I don't know how that went. So I'm waiting. I'm not quite sure when the results will go up, but whatever happens, I'm gonna be happy. This is my first year ever competing, and it's a kind of a big deal, at least for my school. So I'm hoping for the best. I will definitely do another video for you all after I find out. So fingers crossed I get a first or a second. A first would be really awesome, and just probably just that little bit of reassurance that musical theater is my thing and I'm heading in the right direction. So I'll check in later. Okay, so I just got back to my dorm room after seeing the results, and if you can't tell, I was like, it is time to change and put my hair up. I'm done being all cutified for the day. But I did not end up placing, which I can live with. I have another year, or even potentially 2, that I could enter this competition before I completely give up. And I mean, I did a lot better than I thought. It was my first year competing, so I'll take the technicality that I placed in the top 3 of the upper level collegiate women's musical theater category, even if it's not official. I can live with that. So, yeah, I mean, it's never fun to lose. Like, there's no good way to be like, oh, I lost. No, that doesn't exist. So, yeah, I'm a little bit bummed because I worked really hard, but at the same time, I know I have more opportunities ahead of me, and while I don't have, the people, other people saying, yeah, you're doing the right thing, I know in my heart I am. So musical theater's my thing. Like, give me a show tune and let me belt it, and I will be happy any day of the week. So while it is disappointing, and disappointment is a part of life, I'm looking on the bright side, and it's going to be better next time. My school had 4 people enter. 3 of them were classical, 2 upper division women, and 1 lower division men. And one of the upper division women, she got second, and I'm super proud of her. She said after she sang her first song, which was a spiritual, the judges started to applaud. So that's really cool, and I'm really proud of her for working so hard, and this is her last big hurrah before she moves on with her life. She'll be graduating in May, and then the rest of us didn't place, but we did more than the rest of the voice students did. We were the only ones that even tried, so, disappointment comes and goes, but I gave it my all, and I'm happy with how I did, so next time, I will give them next time, but thank you for dealing with my ramblings about just performing and, a singing competition that I'm sure you haven't even ever heard of, but it was definitely a learning experience, so check you guys out later.